Hey everyone, I'm Bradley and welcome to Zlangle. Ant-Man has shot up in popularity over the last couple of years, since he appeared in his first film in 2015. And while the story of that film's development and production is a fascinating one, that's not what this video is about. This is about how I came to love Ant-Man. Before the first Ant-Man movie was released, I only knew of one other human on Earth who knew who Ant-Man was.
Ant-Man? What, you haven't heard of me? No, you wouldn't have heard of me.
So I'm glad he's finally getting the attention he deserves. But I first learned about him from the Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes show, which I've mentioned in previous videos. At the beginning of the series, each episode focused on a different Avenger: Iron Man, Hulk, Thor, but then I reached episode 4, which was called The Man in the Anthill. And I thought, what? And then the description mentioned the superheroes Ant-Man and the Wasp, but I watched it despite being skeptical of these weird new characters. I honestly thought it sounded really silly, but I came out of it a changed man. It was an excellent short story of the original Ant-Man, Hank Pym, played by Michael Douglas in the MCU, and it warmed me up to the idea of two tiny Avengers. And the character got better throughout the show, until another ant-centric episode, To Steal an Ant-Man. This one introduced me to Scott Lang, the second person to carry the tiny mantle, and played by Paul Rudd in the movies. And ever since, seeing the awesome imagery of being shrunk, the concept has been like imagination fuel for me. And Ant-Man, the characters, and the concept quickly rose to be in my favorite superheroes list. Seeing the world on a whole different level like that is something that really intrigues me. Not just at how it might look, but how it would feel and how I would interact with my surroundings. And being able to communicate with and control insects was also a point of curiosity with me. I hate insects with a passion, but I do find myself wondering how having Pym's entomology tech would change my perception and attitude toward them. But unfortunately, Ant-Man, both of them, has never had an ongoing series of comic books. Trust me, I searched for a long while. All they had up until 2015 was a recurring part of the Avengers roster, guest appearances, and features in some anthology stories. But it was hard to quench my Ant-Man thirst, due to him being somehow obscure even when he was a founding member of the Avengers. Admittedly, while the film series does focus more on Scott's story as ex-criminal trying to look out for his daughter, I actually find Hank Pym's character to be more interesting. Throughout comics history, he's had many ups and downs. Or just downs. He had a big controversial moment with his wife, and got divorced, and was put on trial, and accidentally created Ultron, who went on to be one of the Avengers' most relentless and malicious foes, and went a little insane and developed a sort of identity disorder where he became different superheroes with different identities, and he never quite recovered from, well, any of it. So while Henry Pym isn't quite as clean-cut a character as Scott Lang, I do wish Pym and Janet, the Wasp, had been the subject of the current films, because Janet Van Dyne, aka the Wasp, is probably one of the greatest and one of my favorite characters in the history of comics. But that's for another video. And as long as the Ant-Man legacy has the appreciation, admiration, and respect it deserves, then I'll be happy. So thanks for watching, I really appreciate it. Feel free to leave a like and subscribe to my channel. And until next time, nuff said and Excelsior.